Hey friends, happy Saturday. Nice to be with you. I will give you a reflection. There's readings on the sidebar. Click those, read them prayerfully if you haven't yet done so, and then spend some time. Turn the screen off, spend some time with the Lord. Today's the memorial of St. Maximilian Kolbe, and I have an announcement for Rock Springs people. Please be mindful, tomorrow Sunday, we have Mass in the Park, 5 p.m. We're going to cancel our regularly scheduled Masses, encouraging, asking, begging that you would join us tomorrow at the park. It's so easy for us to live in the separations of different Mass times and different church buildings and different language and culture groups. It's important for us to come together in unity from time to time. So 5 o'clock tomorrow, Bunning Park. I'd love to have you join us. Knights of Columbus are hosting a potluck dinner afterwards, and so would ask that if you feel comfortable and safe, please join us for the potluck afterwards. But certainly, please join us at Mass, Bunning Park, 5 o'clock tomorrow, Sunday. All right, reflection on Joshua and on Matthew. I guess I got to tell you a little bit about Maximilian Kolbe. He was a Franciscan friar, one of the many different types of a Franciscan. I think an Oblate of Mary Immaculate, but that's a Franciscan offshoot, I think. Missioned in Japan, among other places. And then he was back in Poland when the Nazis came and World War II and all of that kind of stuff. He specifically and repeatedly spoke out against the Nazis and so was jailed in a death camp. And so if I remember the story correctly, there was an escape. And so whenever there was an escape from one of the death camps, the Nazis would try to deter people. And so they would kill multiple people. So 10 were selected to die in the death cells. One of them was a father, and Maximilian stepped forward and took his place and died in the cells instead of that father. They were deprived food and water, and I think that the other 9, perhaps, died from dehydration. And Maximilian was the only one that was left, and I think that it was this date in 1941. They entered the killing cells, and he was still alive. And so then they killed him with lethal injection. So just that place of giving our lives up for each other. Oftentimes not in the big dramatic ways, but perhaps in the simple ways of service and love and sacrifice. All right, Gospel, Matthew. It's easy to think about children in a modern context. Different scholars will tell us different things about children, but they didn't have rights. They were judged not to have the gift of the ability to reason. They were kind of fringe people. And so Jesus is inviting his disciples to keep their focus on those who are without rights, those who are on the margins. That to live the gospel is to focus on others, especially those who are perhaps most overlooked and most neglected. Okay, just thinking about the first reading from Joshua. Think about today who you're going to serve. I think that this is a constant challenge, right? And the challenge isn't between worshiping pagan gods and worshiping the God of Israel and, Jesus Christ, the God of the Christians, right? The challenge is worshiping ourselves. The challenge is serving ourselves. And we want to take care of ourselves. We want to meet our basic needs so that we can care for others. We want to live the life that God has called us to, but to not do that in a selfish way and to not do it in a way that is totally narcissistic and focused on ourselves. So think today whom you will serve and how you will serve. Taking care of yourself, loving God through yourself, but also focusing elsewhere. The other piece, I don't quite know how to spin it into a reflection question, but for hundreds of years after this encounter in Joshua, the people are not going to serve God alone. The people are going to worship at every altar of every pagan deity in the land. And the prophets are going to call them over and over and over and over and over. And the exiles are going to be about this as well. So not getting it right is also part of the story. Committing and then turning away, unfortunately, is also part of the story. To deal with our own divided heart, to be able to offer that to God is also part of the story. So Hopefully something there sparks something. Certainly read those readings prayerfully and see what to pray on yourself today. St. Maximilian Kolbe, pray for us. Rock Springs people, see you at the altar of the Lord, 5 p.m. tomorrow, Sunday, for Mass in the Park. Let's keep praying for each other and pray for those who are marginalized, overlooked, those who suffer. God bless, friends.